Have you ever looked back and wished you would have said something differently or acted in a different way? We've all had those moments where we regret what we said or what we didn't say. Well, in this video, I want to share with you an exercise that can help you to reflect upon a situation that happened that you might regret and how you can move forward, making sure you don't make those same mistakes. And it's very difficult when we're in periods of a dispute or argument where the emotions are running high to not fall back into those same patterns and mistakes and the things we said before. So I'm going to break down for you an exercise that can help you to look and reflect upon a past event and how you can move forward with better control over how you react. Before we get into it, I'm Desh, I'm a qualified counsellor, and it is my mission to provide you and equip you with things that will help support your self-awareness. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the relationship worksheet. This exercise is free to download from my website. You can click on the link in the description to get your copy, and I'm going to walk through how to complete this exercise. Now, before we start, I just want to say that this video might be a bit different. It may be a bit long based on the nature of the activity that we're doing. So I'm going to structure and provide chapters in this video so you can jump to the bit that interests you the most. So we're going to start with walking through the exercise, and ideally this exercise needs 2 people to complete it. So let's say it's you and the other person you've had an argument with, let's say, and you want to review that situation together. Ideally, you would both complete this exercise, but you don't have to. If you alone want to do this exercise, you can, and that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. I'm going to be completing it alone based on an event that happened in the past. So let's get right into it. So this is the relationship worksheet. Now, as I said, ideally you have 2 people completing this exercise. If you are going to complete this exercise with another person, that's absolutely fine. But I would highly recommend that you both come with an open mind, with empathy and with no judgment. Now that might be a lot to ask, especially if you're reviewing an argument you may have had where you both came quite passionately or you both regretted how you acted. But it's so important that you hear each other out, even if you disagree with what that person's saying, knowing that you will have the opportunity to say your piece so that you can resolve the issue and agree a way forward. If you're not doing this with another person, if you're just doing this by yourself, which is what I'm about to do, again, that's absolutely fine. You should get a lot of value from this as well. So we're going to do this section by section so that it's not too overwhelming. All right, now I've already, for the purposes of saving some time, I've already completed my responses for person 1. And I'm going to complete person 2's response in this video so that you can kind of walk through how it would look like. So let's start with the first row. I'll get rid of that. So the first box is to describe what happened. So in this case, my girlfriend told me she didn't think I was serious about getting a higher paying job. She accused me of being lazy and not as motivated as her. So that's what happened. She accused me of being lazy. She accused me about not being serious about getting a higher paying job. So I felt really attacked. So that's essentially the situation that happened. We're going to go into what the other person may have thought in a little while. We're going to go through firstly what person 1 said. We'll go to the next one. What were the emotions you experienced, such as sadness, frustration? So in my case, when my girlfriend told me that I was being lazy, I wasn't as motivated, I felt angry, I felt resentful, I felt frustrated. You know, I felt that basically she wasn't taking me seriously, she doesn't trust me, so I just felt a lot of anger and resentment as a result. Next is what physical sensations did you experience physically? So in my case, I felt my heart starting to race, my jaws were clenched, I just couldn't sit still. I had to get out of the room. I was like pacing back and forth in the other room. I had a lot of anger in me and I found it really difficult to control it. So I don't know, what she told me really triggered me. It really made me angry and frustrated. Then you go into what thoughts did I have? So what was going through your mind? So in my case, so how could she say that to me? She doesn't respect what I say. She has no trust in me. She doesn't understand I'm working hard, I'm trying my best. It's like she only sees me sitting down or trying to relax, and she associates that with me being lazy and not being serious about getting another job. She doesn't know what I'm going through. I'm trying my best. I'm working hard. She doesn't see any value in what I'm providing. She doesn't seem to respect me or trust in my ability to be able to follow up with my dreams and goals. She's saying I'm just, not as motivated as her and being lazy. So I had a lot of these thoughts and feelings rushing through me. The next is, what did you do, or how did you react, or how would you have liked to react? So in my case, I shouted at her. I was constantly interrupting her because I didn't even want to let her finish her sentence. And to be honest, I wish I would have had the ability just to hear her out, even if I would have disagreed, just to hear her out. So it shows that I am confident, I'm calm, and then I can reply to her once she said her piece and show her that I am in control, I know what I'm doing, this is all part of the plan. And the fact that I shouted at her, interrupted her, and I was angry, I think shows that I'm just not in control, or perhaps I'm becoming really defensive, and that maybe she therefore has a point, that I'm not as serious about my goals. Whereas if I was calm, if I'd had the ability just to put my feelings to the side, or at least had the ability to regulate myself better, then I wouldn't have regretted shouting at her and acting in the way I did. And I don't think that gave her any more confidence in my abilities. But whereas if I just heard her out and sat with what was going on for me, I think that would have been a lot better for everyone involved. And the last box that you complete by yourself is, what did I notice about the other person? I noticed my girlfriend was becoming a lot more frustrated. She was raising her voice. She was becoming emotional, like really defensive. Like when I was, interrupting her, getting angry, shouting at her, I noticed she was raising her voice as a result. She was becoming very defensive. She was on the attack. So we were both going at it. Okay, now this red box comes at the end where you both sit down to do that exercise. Even if the other person doesn't want to do that exercise, if they can agree to sitting through the last box, that would be perfect. But if not, that's fine. We're going to walk through this now. So you can see person one, which in my case is me. We have what's happened, so the situation of what happened. We have how we felt, the emotions I felt, what physical sensations I was having, the thoughts I was having, how I reacted, how I wish I would have reacted, and what I noticed in that person. So let's assume now, even though my girlfriend's not here to complete this exercise, I'm going to try to use empathy to see what was going on for her. So how would she describe this event? Okay, so I think for my girlfriend it's important that she understands I am committed, I am serious, and when she sees me sitting down, it doesn't give her a lot of confidence. So I think in her case, she'd probably describe the event as, I told my boyfriend to take his goals seriously and use his time more efficiently. So that's probably what she would say about what happened. I think she was just trying to encourage me or remind me to take my goals more seriously and use my time efficiently. So when I was sitting down, or I'll even write this down, I saw him sitting down, and I was not assured. Maybe she felt she had to remind me of what I said I was going to do because I was just sitting there relaxing, whatever it was. Okay, so this is probably what she'd say. Next is the emotions that she experienced. So I think because I told her before many times that I was serious about getting a new job, and that she saw me, just sit there, maybe she felt herself a bit angry, anger. I don't know if this is an emotion, but I'll put it down anyway. I'm going to say uncertain, perhaps a bit of fear as well. Maybe she's fearful about the future, fearful of how long it's going to take me to find another job and how quickly we're going to reach our goals, and frustrated probably with me. So she had quite similar feelings to what I had. Next is physically what was going on. To be honest, I'm not sure. I think she was getting, I noticed some tension in her muscles. Again, similar to me, she was ready to go. She was kind of pacing a lot. not relaxed, that's for sure. Next is the thoughts that she had. What was going through her mind? Probably, how long will it take him to get another job? Why does he not use his time more efficiently? Maybe, he keeps talking about getting another job, yet he is just sitting there. So there's going to be frustration on her part, because I've said many times I want to get another job, I want us to achieve these things, and yet I've said that for a few times and I'm just not taking any action. So that she's probably wondering, he keeps talking about it, why is he just sitting there? Why is he being lazy? Why does he not use his time more efficiently? So what did she do, and how would she have liked to have reacted? Now, this is where ideally you need the other person to really input, but let's say I'm trying my best to guess where she's coming from, right? And this is also a good exercise to do to build on your empathy. So what did she do? So she became frustrated when I was interrupting her. Okay. She was raising her voice, she was repeating the message of me being lazy and not taking the action needed to get things done. So she was frustrated, she was repeating that same message to me. How would she have liked to react? I think, honestly, I don't think she wanted to react that way. She was expressing her frustration to me, but I know she did not want to raise her voice. Yeah, so she did not want to raise her voice. She didn't want to become angry. She wanted to tell me what was going on for her. She wanted to be heard. So she didn't want to be angry and resort to that. And it could be that the way I was acting, I was, becoming I was interrupting her a lot. I was very angry. I think she felt she had to match my level of anger in order to try and get her point across. So what did I notice about the other person? So if I asked her, what did you notice in Desh? How did he act? What would she say? So I saw that she was becoming a lot more frustrated. She was raising her voice. She was becoming very emotional and defensive. She'd probably say the exact same thing to me. He was very emotional, angry, almost childlike, because he stormed off at one point and would not let me finish a sentence. I could not get through to him. So before we go to this last box, let's just reflect on that. I didn't want to get as angry as I did, yet I did get angry. So now I've got to ask myself why. And this is where this reflective exercise comes in. And these exercises are not easy, because while we would like to think we acted in the right way and it's their fault, is not true. It takes two to tango. So in my case, I became very angry, and I've got to look at why I became angry. What is it about what my girlfriend said around me being triggered, about me being lazy, not motivated? Why did that anger me so much? If it's true, then surely I should just accept the fact that, yeah, this is true. I need to work a way forward. So why get angry? Is it because it's not true? Well, she has a point. I think I could do more to work towards my goals. I'm already feel I'm working hard, but honestly, I could use my time a bit more wisely. Maybe when I get home from work, I can dedicate an hour just to apply for new jobs, or even improve the way I write my cover letter or CV, whatever it is. I can develop skills or learn Even if I'm just doing some research, I can learn about how I can apply for the job I want or what I need to do to get to the next step, rather than just sitting there and zoning out. So I need to figure out how I can structure my evening in order to show not just my girlfriend but myself that I am serious about my goals and that I can do it and I'm using my time more effectively. Maybe if I was doing that, this situation would never have happened, because she would have had the confidence that I am serious about my goals. But it got me really angry, and I've got to look at how I can regulate my emotions better. So maybe there's a bit of a meditation, or maybe there's some journaling I can do to help check in with my feelings a bit more, because to be honest, this is not the first time I've reacted so angrily. And so this is something I probably need to look at in order to prevent this happening again. And whether it's about this event or something else, I don't want my anger to get in the way again. So that's the kind of reflection I'm taking away. And in her case, it's probably the fact that she needs to understand just how much I am doing. Instead of focusing on things I might not be doing, respect the fact that I do have goals, I do have intentions, I am driven, I just need to put it into action. So maybe just being a bit more encouraging as to what I can do rather than what I'm not doing. So the last box is where we get into it, which is to have an agreement or an action plan or changes. And so if there's you both doing this exercise, this is great, because you both can work your way towards those like a joint agreement going forward. And so what I'll do is write down, because in my case it's just me doing this exercise, so I'm going to reflect on the changes I need to make. So structure my evenings to include growth, learning for reaching my goals. Do a daily journal or meditation to support my ability to regulate my emotions. And because my anger has been there for a long time, consider contacting a professional to look into my anger issues. So there are 3 things that I've taken away that I can improve. I can structure my evening so that I know, even if it's only half an hour a night, where I'm doing something productive that is, reaching and contributing towards my goals. That's perfect. It's better than what I was doing before. I can do a daily exercise like a journal or meditation to support my emotional regulation, to check in with myself, how I'm feeling, what's going on for me. And because my anger it feels so potent when it comes, I just cannot, it feels like a beast. I can't control it. I think I need to look into contacting a counselor to look into where this is coming from and how I can really get a grip of it. So this exercise just shows you, and also in the worksheet I've included instructions for you to refer to, but this exercise just shows you how important it is for us to reflect on times where we might have regretted the things we said or the way we acted. To reflect not only on the situation and what we wish the other person would have said, but more importantly, what changes you can make. And in this case, I've walked through 3 things that I can do differently already from this without having that person do the exercise with me. So if you are with your partner and you're doing this exercise together, please remember to hear each other out. Let each other finish, even if you disagree with what's being said. Agree that you each have the space to talk and to be heard without being interrupted, and try not to judge or critique or say anything sarcastic about what the person's saying, even if you disagree. Just hear each other out and prioritize the learnings that each of you can take from what happened and what you can change going forward. Even if you can only think of one thing to change going forward, what would that be? In this case, I've found 3 things that I could do. So even if you just commit 30 minutes or so to do this exercise, you will get a lot out of it. And that's the purpose of these worksheets on my website. They help you to learn, to grow, and to make a positive change for next time. Comment below on what you thought of this video and what your own reflections are from doing this exercise. I would love to hear about it. Please like and subscribe to this channel. There's going to be more content coming out soon.